Here are the worst losses of the Gold Coast Suns Football Club in their entire history of about 14 years. Joining me, Tom Zahariou, who you would know from The Footy with Broden Kelly. Do you ever get annoyed that you didn't put your name in the podcast?
No. I'm very shy. Before the podcast, I never was out there publicly. So I'm very happy for Broden to take the brunt of the main thing,
Because people don't realise that you're part of Auntie Donna and there's six of you. We only see the three on screen. So who are the other mysterious three?
Yeah, so there's Max, who is our film director.
Okay.
Sam, who's head writer / stage director.
Okay.
And then there's me, who does music, audio, podcasty stuff, all that sort of fun stuff.
That's cool. So you're like the cast of Friends. You all just have it as a complete ensemble.
Exactly.
I'm just asking you, because I'm a big fan of Auntie Donna,
Yeah.
what piece of music are you most proud of?
Oh, that's really funny. I think, do you know Dad's song? Chuffed?
Chuffed, yes,
yeah,
I do.
I think that was a special one. That was one of the first bangers we wrote for our album, which was a big thing where it's let's do music, and push my work to the front. And that was really clever and special and fun for me. So it was yeah.
And you are a dad now.
Yes, I'm a dad now.
Were you a dad when you wrote it?
No, I was not. But yeah, I can relate to it even more now for sure.
We're all chuffed.
Yes.
All right, so let's get the painfulness out of the way. Gold Coast Suns, and look, to be fair, I have a lot of respect for Gold Coast fans because you've come in and everyone thought you'll walk to the premiership, haven't even made finals.
Yeah.
You've endured pain.
Yes.
Suns fans, you're all right. Here we go, number 5.
Okay, so we're talking about the Q Clash round 21, 2019, right?
Okay.
So I think we lost by 100 points.
Oh.
And the thing about this is we won the first Q Clash ever.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and so we beat Brisbane. And I think a lot of people forget that Brisbane were before 2020 had finished 15th and 18th and 18th and 17th.
They had a rebuild.
Yeah, so it was always this thing of Gold Coast with a better team and we're going to make finals first, right? And when they beat us by 100 points in round 21, 2019, it was a reminder that, I don't know, they were worse than us and they have absolutely done the rebuild better and quicker and absolutely destroyed us and showed us, no, we're the number 1 team in Queensland.
Because there is a big... People don't realise when Aussie Rules was being developed in Queensland, there was a Gold Coast League and a Queensland League. Gold Coast was excluded from the league, which that was 100 years ago. So the Q Clash runs deep.
Yeah. And it's funny because I think Brisbane have 100% got us on the Q Clashes. I think they've won quite a few more than us.
Yeah.
But it was this thing where we were both very low teams for a long time, and they just have nailed it and made a grand final.
So was there any moments from that game that stand out?
Not particularly. I just remember thinking, going into that, expecting it to be a good match and for us to win, and we did not show up.
Number 4.
Okay, so round 6, 2016, we lost by 120 points to the Cats.
Oof.
And I think it's interesting because I feel the Cats have always put Gold Coast to the sword. When they can, they've gone for blood.
There's been a bit of vengeance ever since you ultimately stole Gary Ablett.
Exactly. And the reason I highlighted this loss is because they beat us, we had quite a few large losses in 2011, 2012, 2013. Yeah. But this was 2016 when we were supposedly, getting a little closer, a little bit better. We'd been down for a while. And we went down, I think Dangerfield, Selwood, Mitch Duncan all had 30 each. They just absolutely destroyed us. And it was a good memory of just being we're still a way off.
Was it down in Geelong?
Yeah, it was. And it feels like they just do it every single time. I know we had a good win against Geelong this year, but it just is brutal.
Yeah. Gold Coast, more than any other club, you seem to struggle with the colder climates, like Cardinia, and I know the Bulldogs always try and play you in Ballarat.
Yes.
Because it's freezing.
Yeah, 100%. It's interesting because I feel a lot of teams that I follow or have close friends that everyone seems to have had a brutal loss to the Cats at some point.
Oh yeah, that's what they do.
The Neil Melbourne loss by 197 points.
Yes.
It feels everyone's got a brutal Cats loss in their history.
Yeah, in the 90s they were particularly good at just absolutely destroying you. But and then they won no flags from it. So
yeah.
Number 3.
Okay, so we're going to talk about round 24 last year when we lost to North Melbourne by about 30 points.
Okay.
Larky kicks 9, and we stole Harley Reid from North Melbourne.
Yeah, you didn't get to keep him.
No, we didn't get to keep him.
You
but
took
really,
Harley Reid from North, and man, can you imagine if Harley Reid was at North? Just how scared, like that's a lock in a dynasty.
Yeah, it would have been so awesome. It's just like, and I think why it hurt so much for me is we obviously sacked the coach, but I still felt like the list was good.
Yeah.
And North had just been horrid, and everyone expected North to finish last and to get Harley Reid, and we just did not show up in round 24, and that's just. Yeah, it just hurts. It hurts a lot.
You lost the battle, but you did win the war. Like you've crippled North Melbourne. Which of your coaches over the journey? I mean, there's only been 4: Guy McKenna, Rodney Eade, Stewie Dew, and Dimmer.
Yeah.
Is there a favourite?
Oh, I think Stuart Dew for sure.
Yeah.
I think I really liked Rodney Eade. Rodney Eade was one that I would like watch the presses for.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
but
great.
I think McKenna and Eade did not push the club forward. I think there's, I wouldn't say evidence there, but I feel like there wasn't much movement forward. I think Stuart Dew clearly took steps in the right direction.
Okay.
Couldn't make it happen all the way, but clearly took massive steps in the direction. We wouldn't be looking at, potentially making the 8 this year and in future years without it.
Come on, get there, Gold Coast. When you make finals, you're going to be everyone's. All the neutrals are just going to go, yes, we want Gold Coast to win.
Yes, 100%. I think so.
Which is actually insulting. It's because you've been terrible for so long.
Yes, so long. Yes.
And the second worst loss of the Gold Coast Suns Footy Club, Tom Zahariou.
All right, so definitely a little bit of recency bias, very recent, but I think our loss to North Melbourne this year. This is our second North Melbourne mention in this, but round 17 this year. North have been pretty poor this year.
Oh, this is grow the F up.
Yes, this is grow the F up. We have been really good this year, especially at home. Have been losing away, but we are a team that is supposed to be making the 8.
You are.
We have ambitions to be playing finals, and we go down to Marvel to play North, and we just didn't show up. North, to their credit, played really well, but we were just atrocious. And to be honest, it was embarrassing.
North are good. They're not great.
I think they have a good list. I don't think they're actually good yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They will be good.
Yeah, whereas we're supposed to have a good list and to be playing pretty well,
Yeah. No, the frustration of because you win away, you win at home, you lose away.
Yeah.
It must just really get on your nerves.
Oh yeah, and we're breaking records now. I think for the worst, most wins at home.
The differential.
Yeah, the differential. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's something.
I know the best team ever at home and the worst away.
And what is the worst loss that Gold Coast Suns fans have had to endure, Tom?
Yeah, so this is such a funny one because no one will even remember this game, right?
Okay.
Except for one reason. Round 18, 2022, we played Essendon at Marvel.
Okay.
Essendon were in 16th and Gold Coast were in 11th. And we absolutely had every chance of making finals that year. We had a reasonably easy run home. We were sitting in 11th, so maybe a win outside the 8. Essendon were pretty bad that year. Like third bottom, weren't winning.
Okay.
And the lengths to which we didn't show up to make sure that we had a chance of playing finals was outrageous. I can't remember the scoreline. I should have written it down, but I just remember Draper kicked goal of the year. No one ran up against him in the ruck. He just plucked it out of the ruck, ran 50 metres and kicked it.
Yep.
We proper didn't show up. I think that was by far our worst ever display, and what hurt so much was absolutely we needed to win that one, and we probably would have made finals, I think, if we had won that game.
And were you there?
No, I wasn't there for that one,
that's
actually.
right.
I watched it on TV, which is even worse.
But I tell you, the Essendon fans around you would not have made that...
No, that's the thing. I think being a Gold Coast fan, it's so much like... It's like these little subtle ones that no one knew. Yeah, of course Gold Coast didn't make the 8. Whereas I'm sitting there going, 1 or 2 more wins this year and we make the 8, and Essendon's one, we're going to win. So just one other win, and then we proper didn't show up.
Do you cop much grief from other fans, or is everyone still a bit like you? Because seeing a Gold Coast fan in the wild is like spotting a unicorn.
Yeah, legitimately.
Everyone's just like, are you real?
Yeah, especially in Melbourne, right? Like no one.
Yeah.
No one. But yeah, no, everyone's very nice and chill about it. But I'm still staggered by how much people don't know anything about Gold Coast or don't watch Gold Coast games.
Yeah, that's true.
That's something I really find surprising. Like a Gold Coast home game against like Port Adelaide, no one in Victoria will watch that.
Yeah.
No one will engage with that at all, which I find really interesting.
So which players? Okay, for the people watching now, the footy nuffs who watch my channel, love you all.
Yeah.
Is there a Gold Coast Suns player that we should all look out for?
Yeah.
That you know about that we don't? Who's that?
Yeah. I think the number one, and this might be obvious to some because he's a best and fairest winner, but Sam Collins is the most underrated defender in the league.
Perfect. I love this. All right, sweet. If you want to sound intelligent about Gold Coast, talk up Sam Collins.
Yes.
And that's Tom's list. What do you reckon, Suns fans? Do you reckon he's got it right, wrong? Is there any worse losses or any better losses? No, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, just leave comments. And, if you know Gold Coast fans, let them watch this video. They're still a rare breed. We want to get them chatting about footy and everything. So, comment, like, subscribe, all that crap. And listen to the footy with Broden Kelly. And watch Old Auntie Donna movies because they're awesome as well. Anything else you want to plug?
No, it's great.
All right, done. Do all those things. Go. Go Suns.